I caught her red-handed on a Tuesday night, the kind of night where the air in Portland, Oregon, hangs heavy with rain and regret. The footage was grainy but unmistakable. Me wife, Lauren, 34, her auburn hair spilling over her shoulders like a goddamn siren, leaning over some guy in her barbershop chair. She wasn't just trimming his hair. Her hands were places they shouldn't have been, her lips too close to his ear, and the way he smirked into the hidden camera I'd installed made my stomach churn. I watched it all on my laptop, alone in our cramped apartment above the shop, the sound of her laughter low, sultry, not the laugh she gave mech-rackling through the speakers. 2 years of marriage, and this is what I get? I slammed the screen shut, my knuckles white, my chest tight. I'm Jack, 37, a mechanic who fixes other people's broken shit for a living, and now here I was, staring at my own wreckage. It started 3 months ago, the suspicion. Lauren's barbershop, Razor's Edge, was her pride and joy, a hip little spot on Hawthorne Boulevard with exposed brick walls and overpriced craft beer for the clientele. She'd built it from nothing, and I'd been proud, busting my ass at the garage to help her pay the lease. But then the late nights crept in. Inventory, she'd say, her hazel eyes darting away, her voice too smooth. New client booked late. I'm not a paranoid guy, but when your wife starts smelling like cologne that ain't yours, you notice. So I did what any desperate bastard would. I bought a cheap nanny cam off Amazon, hid it in the shop's fake plant by the register, and waited. The footage was a gut punch, but it wasn't the end. I needed answers, not just images. I needed to know who this prick was, why she'd thrown us away. That's when I started digging. The next morning I played it cool. Lauren was in the kitchen, humming some tune, her slim frame swaying in a tight black tank top that hugged her curves just right. 5-6 inch of trouble I couldn't unsee. "Morning, babe," she said, flashing that dimpled smile that used to melt me. Now it just pissed me off. "Morning," I grunted, pouring coffee, my hands itching to confront her. But I held back. I had a plan. First stop was the garage. My buddy Mike, 42, a burly ex-Marine with a buzz cut and a mouth like a sailor, was elbow-deep in a Chevy when I walked in. "You look like shit, Jack," he said, wiping grease on his jeans. "What's up?" "Lauren's fucking around," I said, voice low, the words tasting like bile. He froze, wrench in hand. "No shit? You sure?" "Caught it on camera. Some asshole in her shop last night." Mike whistled, shaking his head. "That's cold, man. What's the play?" "Find out who he is. Then figure out if I burn it all down or just walk away." He clapped my shoulder, hard. "You need backup, I'm in. But don't do anything stupid till you know the score." Stupid was tempting, though. That afternoon, I swung by Razor's Edge, pretending to drop off lunch. Lauren was behind the counter, chatting up a customer, wiry guy in his late 20s with tattoos snaking up his arms and a cocky grin. She laughed at something he said, her head tilting back, that long neck exposed. She was gorgeous, no denying it, petite but strong, with legs that could stop traffic in those ripped jeans. I hated how much I still wanted her. "Hey, Jack," she called, spotting me. "You didn't have to bring food." "Wanted to see you," I said, forcing a smile, setting the bag down. "Busy day." "Always," she replied, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. Her eyes flickered. Nervous? Guilty? Couldn't tell. The tattooed guy nodded at me, casual, but I clocked him. Was he the one? I didn't know yet. The camera would tell me tonight. Back home, I pulled up the feed again. Hours of nothing, clippers buzzing, small talk, the usual. Then, around 8 p.m., the door chimed. In walked a new face. Tall, broad-shouldered, maybe 40, with slicked-back hair and a tailored jacket. Not your average Portland hipster. Lauren lit up when she saw him, her smile too wide, her hips swaying as she locked the door behind him. My jaw clenched as she led him to the chair, her fingers lingering on his shoulders. They talked, low and intimate, then she straddled his lapfuck. I couldn't watch anymore. I fast-forwarded through the worst of it, the betrayal blurring into a sick montage. When it was over, he left, and she cleaned up like nothing happened. I needed a name. I called my sister, Tara, 35, a real estate agent with a knack for digging up dirt. She answered on the second ring, her voice sharp. Jack, you sound like hell. What's wrong? Lauren's cheating. Caught it on tape. Need you to ID a guy rich-looking, dark hair, drives a black Audi. Tara sucked in a breath. Jesus, Jack. You okay? No. Can you help or not? Send me a still from the video. I'll ask around discreetly. I did, and an hour later she texted back. Asterisk think it's Ethan Caldwell. Big shot developer, owns half the condos downtown. Married, 2 kids. Be careful. Asterisk. Ethan fucking Caldwell. I googled him, smug face, perfect life, the kind of guy who'd screw my wife just because he could. Rage boiled in me, but I wasn't ready to blow it up yet. I needed to see her squirm. Friday night, I waited till she got home. She kicked off her boots, her toned legs flexing as she stretched. Long day, she sighed, collapsing on the couch next to me. How was yours? Fine, I said, staring at the TV. Then, casual as hell, how's Ethan doing? She froze, just for a second, but I caught it. Who? Ethan Caldwell. Saw him at the shop on the camera. Looked cozy. Her face drained of color. Jack, what camera? The one I put in last week. You've been lying to me, Lauren. I've got it all, every touch, every laugh. Wanna explain? She stood, hands trembling. You spied on me? That's fucked up, Jack. Don't turn this on me. I roared, on my feet now. You're screwing some rich prick in our shop. How long? Her eyes welled up, but her voice was steel. A few months. It's not what you think. Bullshit. I saw you climb him like a goddamn tree. It's not love, okay? She snapped. It's escape. You're always at the garage. I'm drowning in bills. And he makes me feel something. I laughed, bitter and loud. Oh, poor you. So you fuck him to feel alive? What about me? You stopped seeing me. She yelled, tears spilling. I'm not just your wife, I am a person. The room went quiet, her words hanging like smoke. I wanted to hit something, scream, anything, but I just stood there, gutted. Mike showed up an hour later after she'd stormed out. She's at her mom's, he said, cracking a beer. You gonna divorce her? I don't know, I admitted, staring at the floor. I still love her, man. How fucked is that? Pretty fucked, he said, blunt as ever. But you've got options. Confront the bastard, walk away, or fight for her. Your call. Saturday, I tracked Ethan down at a swanky bar downtown. He was there, sipping whiskey, his suit screaming money. I slid into the seat next to him, my voice low. You Ethan Caldwell? He glanced over, cool as ice. Who's asking? Jack, Lauren's husband. You've been banging my wife. He didn't flinch. She's a grown woman. Made her own choices. I leaned in, fists balled. Stay the hell away from her, or I'll make sure your perfect little life gets messy. He smirked. Threats don't scare me, Jack, but I'll back off. She's not worth the hassle. I walked out, adrenaline pumping, but it didn't feel like a win. Back home, Lauren was waiting, bags packed. I'm leaving, she said, her voice flat. I need space. Space, I echoed. Or him. Space, she repeated, but her eyes wouldn't meet mine. I'm sorry, Jack. I don't know who I am anymore. She left, the door clicking shut like a gunshot. I stood there, alone, the apartment too quiet. Tara called later, her voice soft. You okay? No, I said. But I will be. Weeks passed. I kept the shop running, ironic. Huh? And started fixing myself up too. Gym, beers with Mike, late night talks with Tara. Lauren texted once. Can we talk? I didn't reply. Not yet. Now, I'm sitting here, rain tapping the window, wondering if I'll take her back or let her go for good. Ethan's out of the picture, but the damage is done. Trust's a ghost, and love's a battlefield. Maybe I'll rebuild, maybe I won't. All I know is, I'm not the same Jack she left behind, and that's gotta count for something.